Welcome back, part 4 of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yay, part 4.
And now here is a Sonic level, Starlight Zone. Now we're getting into some fast, speedy platforming. Granted, a couple slow moments, but that's mostly because of those fuckers right there.
Oh, you want to talk about a real Sonic level? It's right here. It's a freaking level, man.
A real level.
Yeah.
Starlight Zone has a lot of the trademark loop-de-loops and a lot of the, I guess, curvy hills to run and roll around in, because the game is, a lot of it is based on momentum, picking up speed going down hills, and launching yourself to go even faster. And while the previous levels that weren't Green Hill Zone failed to capitalize on that, this one made up for it pretty well with a lot of the slopes for you to pick up speed.
Gotta go faster.
Indeed.
Go.
And with this part, we're going to be going through Starlight Zone and then the first zone of Scrap Brain, if I remember correctly. Now, also, Starlight Zone is housing one of my favorite tracks in the game. The music in Sonic games, and for the people that aren't Sonic fans, music is actually a very critical part when it comes to these games. When any Sonic title, you can look it up, almost always has a great soundtrack. This one in particular, made by a Masato Nakamura, if I'm remembering that correctly.
You just butchered some Japanese.
I did butcher some Japanese, and
you did some what now?
Oh my god!
Yeah, you speaking to English today?
A lot of the inspiration, actually, because the composer was part of a J-pop band. And got a lot of his inspiration, fun little tunes and stuff like that. The band that he was part of was called Dreams Come True.
I bet he made a lot of Japanese girls' dreams come true.
I don't know how rock stars operate there, to be honest.
In Japan.
But as for most J-pop people know, they're always fairly catchy tunes and very enjoyable. Green Hill Zone is iconic. Starlight Zone is also very good. And for a lot of fans, I personally do like the Marble Zone, Labyrinth Zone levels. It definitely gets your mind off of... oh, fun fact, I'm not getting the emerald here.
Actually, it looks like you're gonna get it.
Hey, I'm getting the green one. Nice.
Because I do remember that in this playthrough, I think you get like 1 or 2 of them.
How come this one was simple?
Simple. You keep on wedging yourself between the...
I know. For the life of me.
Hey, you got it!
I see other people do these, and I try. I remember I was doing a save state on the arcade version for half an hour on stage 2. I could not get the emerald. And
you also got to continue out of this.
Oh, yes. Like I said, a good place for continues the special stages if you're not good at whatever that was. The special stages, they get much better and a little more, you get a lot more control, especially ones like Sonic 2 and Sonic 3.
Yeah, this one he's very slippery.
Too slippery. To the point, in my opinion, where it's uncontrollable.
It does feel like it
this
at some
part,
times.
I can't get through without getting hit. Those spots that that come out of the guy after it blows up, they hurt you as well. And there's 6 of them. And I was trying to be Mr. Sonic and speeding through them, or trying to find a way to breeze through them, and I couldn't do it.
He breezed right into their death trap.
Yeah.
Lost all his rings.
Never fun.
All 7 of his rings in a hand.
For those who haven't figured it out, the way the gameplay works is Sonic is able to take a hit as long as he has rings. Once he takes a hit, his rings go down to 0. And if he gets hit while having 0 rings, then he loses a life. Or falls down a bottomless pit.
Sonic...
right there. Fun part of the game, which a lot of the platformers love to capitalize on. Hidden goodies. If you're good enough at your platforming, before you hit the goal ring or anything like that, you can find some pretty cool goodies. In this case, it's ring boxes, invincibility power-ups, extra lives, things like that.
Did they ever explain where these rings and stuff, all these emeralds, where they kind of go? Because the only article of clothing I see on this Hedgehog is his shoes. And whenever he gets hit and stuff, you just see these gold rings fly out of nowhere. If you want to mix continuities, I know the comics like to state that the rings are just... figments of pure energy, which when Sonic touches them, they get absorbed into his body and help him be stronger. And once he gets damaged or something, if
if I remember. This next part, whether he gets hit, I'm making up, because the comics like to say that they're pure energy that gets absorbed. What I like to think is that when he gets hit, the energy gets released and has to take the form of rings again. That's the only explanation I can think of.
Well, what about like the emerald and stuff? They just reach behind them a lot in cutscenes and stuff.
Oh, hammer space.
Yeah, what?
Hammer space. Infinite hammer space. In the same way that RPGs have infinite inventory.
That's not true. There's a lot of let me think of some, but there are a lot of RPGs where you run out of space. Actually, a good example is Pokemon. And I believe it was Ruby, I think, or definitely in the older games like Crystal and Red and Blue and Yellow. As soon as you only have a limit to the bag. As soon as you use up enough spaces in the bag, boom, you're done. Doom. No, you're done. You know, you have to use a potion or something like that, or toss that stupid berry or whatever in order to hold your Master Burge.
Or if you want to do Resident Evil.
Oh, no, man. Oh, dude. Between Tetris and Resident Evil 4, I became a master of, like, putting stuff in certain angles. That way I could maximize my space. I mean, definitely Resident Evil 4, too, because you whenever you run into something, you definitely don't want to leave it behind. You know, oh, look, a first aid spray, but I don't have enough space because this giant rifle is in this briefcase. Hey, let me just move some stuff around.
Ooh, one of the most interesting boss fights. 2 ways to hit him. You can slingshot the bombs that he drops back into him, or you can launch yourself up, maybe and hit him that way. But this part I thought was actually pretty clever. Going back, playing it after maturing a little bit. It used to be one of the only boss fights I hated as a child, but once you grow up, you look at it in a different angle, and this one's actually pretty fun. They never really do something like this again, at least not that I know of.
Maybe you should pay attention more.
I said you can't keep all the Sonic games. I can't even remember how many Sonic games are in the franchise now, but
I don't know, between Sonic R, Sonic Dream Team, Sonic, at the Sonic Olympics, or I'm sorry, Mario and Sonic Olympics, Sonic Adventure 1, Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic 06.
That's counting fan games.
Oh, that's not counting
fan games. Makes it into like the hundreds.
Thousands. Over 9,000.
No, that one. But
abused. Used too often. It's used over 9,000.
Oh right. What also the Sonic introduced me to giant plastic Genesis boxes, as opposed to the cardboard NES boxes.
Or Super Nintendo. Super Nintendo also does the cardboard box.
Boxes, giant plastic boxes.
I will say though that Sega did have it right on the money, because as a collector and trying to get these games and stuff with the boxes, you're paying top dollar for the boxes that did survive, even in terrible condition. As compared to the Genesis ones, they're like, just take the case, get it away from me. It won't ever break.
They're very, very sturdy. Obviously, plastic beats cardboard in that sense. But I remember having the room stacked to halfway up the wall of Sonic 1, 2, 3, Mortal Kombat, Altered Beast, Vector Man. And I always thought it was just funny how, especially when you look at it now with games being in the format that they are.
CD?
Yeah, I could 20 games or so went all the way up the wall, and 20 games now I can keep in a hard drive.
Yeah.
What am I doing here?
You are scared of
That's
fire.
Mario style platforming. That's not what we do here.
This is Sonic. Sonic the Bill Clinton Hedgehog.
Well, like the Scrap Brain Zone once again kind of grinds the pace to a halt, and chalk it up to it being the first of the franchise. They were thinking. I like to think they were kind of thinking on the go, because this was something nobody's done before.
I love this. You were just like, you know what? I'm not gonna wait around for the fire and electricity. Just whatever. If I get hit, there's rings right there.
Abuse invincibility frames, especially in this level. This one level to throw fire pits, one hit kill. I guess the term would be crushers, just giant platforms that like moving up and down. Oh, shield or no, you will get hit and you will die. Do not touch those crushers.
They look like really like lemon heads that went bad.
Lemon heads. Who knows? Sonic could be allergic to a lot of things. They never actually discussed it.
I mean, think about it. It's too lemony for him. I mean, he is a fan of chili dogs, after all. I mean, this is on the opposite spectrum of tastes.
And we're going to be finishing the game in part 5.
Part 5!